Well, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Nothing like a brand new show here on UFC Fight Pass with a brand new show intro. And of course, I leaned on the old STEM Face the Pain videos, get you all hyped up for the show we call Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody, I'm TJ DeSantis. I appreciate you joining me for this new initiative that I hope to do each and every week here on UFC Fight Pass. You hear it all the time. UFC Fight Pass, home to the world's largest combat sports library. And it's big. It's an arduous process to navigate and just honestly know what you should and shouldn't be looking at. And hopefully we can alleviate some of those issues here on Fight Vault. What does that mean? I'm not just going to show you random fights. No, there's a method to the madness, if you will. We just got done with the first week in September. So I went back throughout the entire fight library and found some of the best fights or my favorite fights of the first 7 days of the 9th month of the year. And I got a few of them that I'm going to share with you. Do you agree with them? I can't ask you that question. Obviously, you haven't seen them yet. But when you see them, hopefully you will agree with me. Or you can get at me on social media and tell me, TJ, you forgot about this one. Okay, I'm down. And you can hold me accountable. I'm here for it. But ultimately, I'm the only one making the decisions right now. So I am. Hopefully that doesn't get taken away from me. But yeah, all right, let's jump into it. We got a bantamweight fight here from the UFC. This took place back at UFC 191, and it's not a long fight. It's a short fight. Some of the best fights, they don't have to be 3-round, 5-round, classics. They can be a classic in 2 minutes, and this fight definitely was that. For it only being 2 minutes long, I think both men threw over 100 punches. Crazy. Francisco Rivera, a gentleman I'm very familiar with. I called a lot of his fights before he got to the UFC. Heavy-handed gentleman from Buena Park, California. He once knocked out a guy cold who was out before he hit the ground. And when he hit the ground, his eyes were just open and lifeless, and he was staring through my soul. One of the most terrifying things ever. He takes on a hard-hitting Brazilian in John Lineker. I'm sure many of you are familiar with John Lineker. Had a hard time making weight. Definitely did, but he made weight for this fight. Let's see if he can make the most of the opportunity. Our inaugural fight here on Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. It is John Lineker and Francisco Rivera.
Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight fight. Rivera, 8 years the elder of the Brazilian Lineker, who is fighting at 135 for the first time inside the octagon. Rivera, bigger, but will Lineker be faster? Once again, we check in with the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 25 wins, 7 losses. He stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Paranaguá, Pará, Brazil, presenting the number 8 ranked flyweight fighter in the world, John Hands of Stone Lineker. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 11 wins, 4 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Buena Park, California, Francisco Cisco Rivera Jr. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Chris Taioni.
Chris Taioni, our referee for this bantamweight bout. And a good one indeed. Peace back to Chrissy. Vanessa, Ariane, Brittany here tonight. Lineker at 135 against Rivera.
This is a very, very interesting test for Lineker at 135, Mike.
Yeah, thrown right into the deep end of the pool here, right?
Really into the deep end, because Rivera is one of the most underrated guys at 135. He's extremely talented, especially as a striker, which is Lineker's skill set. It's where Lineker's strength is. But Lineker is a puncher primarily, whereas Rivera throws the whole kit and caboodle at you. Outstanding Muay Thai, legit knockout power, excellent kicks, knees, punches, and elbows. He uses all 8 weapons, and he uses them equally effectively.
5 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage for Rivera, coming off a 21-second knockout win over Alex Caceres.
You can see right away, first of all, Rivera looks way bigger.
Oh, big time.
And this is the first for Lineker, because Lineker, when he's been fighting these flyweights, has been barely making weight, or in the case of Ian McCall, not making weight at all, and hurting these guys. Oh, look at that.
Caught him here.
Look at this. Rivera's standing in the pocket with
for
him.
the finish. Wow.
Oh, my God.
What an exchange.
He hurt him.
Lineker trying to finish it right here.
Rivera's in trouble. Rivera's in big trouble. Rivera's got to get out. He's holding on to the hand. He's got to get back up to his feet. He's got to try to recover here.
Wow.
He played right into Lineker's strength, Mike.
Again, body head. Francisco's throwing.
And Rivera is still just hanging in there and winging at him. This is crazy. Oh, my goodness.
Rock'em sock'em robots here. Wow.
And Rivera's still swinging at him. He's out of it and still swinging at him. And Rivera takes him down, but it looks like he got rocked before he took him down. Lineker drops down for a guillotine.
Can he finish it with the submission?
And if he can't finish it here, at least this will give Rivera a chance to recover here.
It is all over. It is all over.
He tapped.
John Lineker.
Good job.
Crazy for as long as it lasted.
Wow, what a bantamweight debut here in the UFC.
Wow, you know, Rivera fought wild. Instead of fighting technical, he fought wild. And he fought wild against a guy with hammers for fists. Wow. Let's take a look at that again, because that was just chaos. Rivera landed a couple punches, and we got to see that not only does Lineker carry the nickname Hands of Stone, but he's got a chin of stone too, because Rivera tagged him, and Lineker just hung in there and blasted him. Look at this, let's see it again. Boom, boom, he hits him again, but Lineker just hangs in there. And just, he's ripping to the body and to the head, and it's that left hook there is the one that dropped him. That's the one that hurt him. And now he's tagging him and teeing off on him, drops down for this guillotine. And we didn't see the tap. We're not going to see it from Chris Taione's arms there. Yep, he tapped right there, I guess. We're going to see it from another angle here. You're going to see the tap. He's caught in the guillotine very deep. Yep, he's tapping right there. That's it. That's it. Wow, craziness.
Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Taione has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 8 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, John Hands of Stone Lineker.
Fight Vault continues here from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. TJ DeSantis still with you. Hopefully you're still with me. It was a short one. Don't worry. We're going to embrace the grind. We're going to get into it. I got a fun fight for you coming up next. This at 135 pounds between a couple of guys that one you're familiar with, Hani Yahya. He fought long into the UFC run, but we're going back to the WEC days, and a guy named Chase Beebe is probably someone you're not familiar with. By the way, you're a hardcore. Everybody's a hardcore. If you're watching UFC Fight Pass and you got that subscription, biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. Generally, like I say, that's what separates you from the hardcores. But if you've not seen WEC, I won't tell anybody your secret about not being a real hardcore. It's safe with me. But I got my WEC blue on. And if you don't know about the WEC, you really need to jump in to the archive, the world's largest combat sports library at UFC Fight Pass, and educate yourself. Some of the best fights ever took place in the blue cage of WEC. And first fight we had here on Fight Vault, it was a little bit of a quick one. So now we're going to show you some entertaining, high-action, high-output grappling. Because this was kind of a grappling-heavy fight. And grappling can be fun. You're all fans of ufcbjj, right? If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube right now. But Hani Yahya, a very highly respected jiu-jitsu practitioner. It's a clash of styles here. He takes on Chase Beebe, who is a standout wrestler, good MMA grappler. We'll see what happens. Let's get to the blue cage. It's Fight Vault on UFC Fight Pass.
Oh, Chase Beebe doing a good job. Went down there into his guard. I didn't expect him to do that. Great half guard sweep to a knee bar. Hani Yahya, great. Oh, he has it. Chase Beebe grimacing in pain. Ronnie Yahya is really, Chase Beebe got the knee out. Now he's safe. But
for how long?
Yeah, Chase Beebe's going for needs to get out of this and keep it to his feet. Right there's an example of bad game plan.
And the quick sprawl of Chase Beebe staves off another attempt to submit by Ronnie Yahya. Did you see how fast that transpired?
Ronnie Yahya, don't blink. This guy hits the ground, he can finish it instantly. Chase Beebe's a tough guy. I wouldn't be surprised if there's any kind of knee damage too. That was a tight knee bar. Here, Chase Beebe fighting off the shot. Oh, he's in trouble. This is not good. This is not good for the champ.
No question about it. This is not what Chase Beebe had in mind. I think he would have liked to get this on at least in the first round for a minute or two to kind of feel the situation out. Ronnie
He's doing good wrestling here. He got his hook over the top. Here he got cross face. He's going to push, but I think he should stand right up. Yahya just shot across again to the half guard. He's going to be able to take the back here if he wanted to, or make him sweep down for another knee bar. He's coming across with a submission here. Chase Beebe needs to get back up to his feet. Ronnie Yahya is doing exactly what he needs to do to take this title from the champ. He's going to go for a choke here. Sitting back into a guillotine. Chase Beebe is pushing up. Yahya's going to try to pull close guard here. Watch him close. His ankle's closed. Chase Beebe's in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, he slips out of it.
Tough guy, got out, needs to get up to his feet though.
We saw Chase Beebe go through this against Eddie Wineland in their title bout, and Chase Beebe really got worked over in the first round, but he came back, pushed it all 5, and got the victory. But I'm telling you what, the jiu-jitsu that Ronnie Yahya is throwing at him right now is unbelievable. It's one
here he's
move
going to set up
another.
a choke. Watch. Has his right arm over the top. He's going to walk his hips over like he's doing right here. He missed the elbow, but he can still hit just a north-south choke. This is a choke set up here. Chase Beebe doing a good job of getting out of it. But he's still on the ground.
Chase Beebe is on guard right now, looking for every single kind of slick move that Ronnie Yahya. And look at this, he's yielding up the back end.
He's stuck another choke. Good job of avoiding the close guard of Ronnie. If he had gotten stuck, they'd have been in trouble. Here he's getting back up to his feet. Don't give up the back. Oh, he crosses left hand over. Smart move. See how Ronnie Yahya is just doing whatever it takes to get this fight to the ground?
He throws one move after another at him.
Oh, on the ground, this guy is something special. He is extremely dangerous in jiu-jitsu. I thought he'd have a much harder time to getting this fight to the ground. He's done a great job of getting there. I gotta tell you though, Chase Beebe does not need to stick into ground and pound mode though. He needs to get back up to the top. What is he, taking his back?
And this time it's Chase Beebe on the offensive. Now he's having deep enough, but Ronnie Yahya's got an arm stuck in there, so he's not going to...
Chase Beebe can finish this in a submission on the... That would
be huge.
Yeah, that'd be huge. I know he's a champ, but he's going to finish this guy in his world best position.
I'll tell you what, this is a tactical match here for the belt. And we knew it would be this way. Frank, at the top of the show, you said this was the fight on paper that intrigued you the most. And right now, this is a chess match in MMA in the purest form.
I'm so impressed by Chase Beebe that he hasn't got caught in something yet, because he's fighting a guy who's world-renowned submission fighter. But like we said, Chase Beebe's a tough guy. Here he's gone through stuff that a lot of people would have tapped to, and now he's on the half guard on top.
Coming up on a minute to go here in round number 1 of this title bout in the bantamweight division.
He's going to get stuck in the armbar here over the top, or if he pulls his left hand out, he's going to throw it into a triangle. Chase Beebe doing a good job of trying to bounce on top. But see how high Ronnie Yahya's guard was? Great job.
And I'm surprised in that position that Ronnie Yahya didn't take advantage to throw some leather there. He had Chase fully exposed, and he just let him slide out.
He's aiming more for the submissions. This guy's thinking about breaking something or choking you unconscious. Look at how he is on the bottom, though. Even right now, Chase Beebe's a phenomenal
he doesn't want to get that.
Oh, on the bottom. Oh, used it for a sweep. Let's see if he can sweep it back up on top. Great shoulder lock attempt from Ronnie Yahya.
I don't know who I'm more impressed with, Ronnie Yahya's moves and how slick he is, or Chase Beebe being able to escape one after another.
He's getting stuck in the choke here again. Yahya's setting up a choke. You see this right now? Now he's setting up the Darce. Oh, it's great. The champ needs to get back out of this. He's staying flat, which is helping him. He identified it soon enough.
Oh, and he gets out.
Oh, what a strong choke. Wow, what a fight.
The north-south didn't work. The Darce didn't work. We're going to round 2 in the bantamweight division. Back inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casinos, we get set for round number 2 in this bantamweight title bout between Chase Beebe in the red trunks and that man, Ronnie Yahya. It went to the ground fast, and once again, Ronnie Yahya wants to get it there, but this time he's got
Going
caught.
for the guillotine on the guy who's
Got caught. Can he escape? And he does.
Great. Chase Beebe is a tough guy. He just fell to his back in a guillotine against a guy who's just a phenomenal jiu-jitsu guy. Almost too tough for his own good. He's gonna get stuck again here. Nice half guard sweeps. Ronnie Yahya is just so slick on the ground. Okay, Chase Beebe finally has him in a good position. Let's see if he can rain down some leather here. You can't even hit this guy. Look at this on the ground. Ronnie Yahya is so good at jiu-jitsu that you're just trying not to get swept even when you're in a good position.
Ronnie Yahya is the proverbial squid inside the cage. He is slippery, he is slick, and I'm telling you right now, Chase Beebe has seen pretty much everything.
The thing I'm gonna be wondering now though is who has more conditioning? Who's gonna suck this up farther into this fight? Right now, Chase Beebe, we know, can go 5 rounds.
No question.
Ronnie Yahya, but can he keep this submission attempts up for 5 rounds? If he keeps missing them, which so far, I mean, everybody's on the edge of their seats.
Yeah.
Ronnie Yahya so good here. Chase Beebe, though, that's a great job of passing over the top. Now he's pulling him into the, he's going into a mount here. But Ronnie Yahya, look at this.
This is where Yahya is not at his best when he's taking the leather.
Well, Chase Beebe's doing a good job of not getting swept. He's in a half guard sweep right now with Ronnie Yahya is doing like a dip set. He's switching underneath into the half guard of Chase Beebe. Now Chase Beebe needs to keep from getting swept over. See how he's posting with his left hand? And just rain down. Now he needs to be punching. Make Ronnie Yahya pay for this. Now he's safe. He's cleared the sweep.
Yep.
Hooking up a crossface now.
Chase Beebe in the red trunks now having a much better round than he did in the first, and it looks like Ronnie Yahya as he gives up the back. Look at this.
Oh, Chase Beebe just sunk the hooks in. Decided to stay on the ground. This guy is a champion.
Look at this. He's trying to get in.
Naked.
Trying to get the clinch in.
He needs to go ahead and just pull the elbows and put Ronnie Yahya's face flat in the mat and pound his ears in.
Frank, I'm saying right now, the conditioning, you said it, is going to be a factor here because Ronnie Yahya looks like he is spent.
Yeah, and Chase Beebe took that first round was tough.
He's in.
Oh, he's going for the choke. Can he? If he chokes out Ronnie Yahya, this guy.
That would be unbelievable.
I might have to throw the headphones down and scream my head off.
Chase Beebe in the red trunks, Ronnie Yahya in the black trunks.
Oh, he has the choke.
It's deep.
He's getting it in.
Yahya trying to drop the chin down from the rear naked choke from getting too deep. And
Chase Beebe is a tough character. What a champion. He's going for it again.
I think Ronnie Yahya is just absolutely spent right now.
He is so tired. But he's gone for what? 9 attempts in the first round, submission, sweeps. I don't think he was, you can't prepare for a guy like Chase Beebe. You got to expect that this guy ain't going to tap. You can't even barely go for a joint lock on him. You better go for the choke.
Beebe just now trying to set him up. Ronnie Yahya, the expression on his face is a lot different than it was in round number 1.
Yeah, he's looking gassed. If I was Chase Beebe, I would be putting my hands across his face, smothering him a little bit, cutting off that breath. Chase Beebe needs to get his hips down so he ends up on top in this position. Don't give Ronnie Yahya an easy attempt here.
In the guard now, let's see what Ronnie Yahya can do. He's still trying to look for a submission, Frank, but his moves are so slow now. They aren't coming as quick as they did in round number 1.
No, not as explosive. I think he blew a lot of gas. A lot of times when you submit people, you sometimes end up holding your breath. That's like lifting weights and trying to hold your breath. It just fatigues you. And
the only punches that have been thrown in this fight have come from the champ, Chase Beebe.
Yeah, Chase Beebe's thrown a few shots here and there on top. Done a good job of not putting any submissions. Some of the submissions he got out of were really deep. Just about 99% of the world of fighters, not even the world of normal people, would have tapped out to that. What a tough guy, I gotta say. Again, Chase Beebe is showing us that he is a warrior.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go here in round number 2. This one's scheduled for 5, but at the present rate, I do not see Ronnie Yahya being able to make it.
Attempt.
Here it is again.
Chase Beebe going for the arm. Ronnie Yahya going for Chase Beebe's arm. Wow.
And again, he just did not have the explosiveness to hold that clinch.
And Chase Beebe is just a great athlete, strong wrestler. Oh, look, he just pushed into the mount.
Well, the end of round number 2 cannot come soon enough for Ronnie Yahya. Chase Beebe looking for something to expose. It's not going to happen. We are going to go to a 3rd round, scheduled for 5 here in Vegas. This is round number 3 for the bantamweight title. Chase Beebe, Ronnie Yahya. What a great fight so far. This is a technical masterpiece in jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
What a great fight. I want Chase Beebe to keep this fight on his feet a little bit more. I think he could really just expose Ronnie Yahya's one weakness that he has, which is the stand-up game. Chase Beebe, or Ronnie Yahya again, see, he just gets the fight to the ground however it takes, because he knows that's where he could win. Great job of Chase Beebe. See how he got pulled to half guard? He kept that left knee in there. Now he passed over into the half guard.
Well, it seems like Chase Beebe really had a quick learning curve, because that round number 1, he saw everything, and now it seems like he's more adept at identifying it before it happens.
He has.
And he's been able to escape.
I think he knows now what to expect from Ronnie Yahya. Ronnie Yahya is trying to go for that side roll, but that's a wrestling move too. Chase Beebe's seen that. Watch the left hand here now. Punch Ronnie Yahya on the side of the head. Oh, Ronnie's going to go and maybe take the back here.
Chase is not going to let him happen.
Yeah.
Look at that. Pushes right through.
Half guard sweeps here are really great from Ronnie. This is such a technical jiu-jitsu match on the ground. This is one of the best displays of grappling I've seen in a long time.
Chase Beebe in a position now where he can start throwing some leather, getting some elbows in there, getting some shots. I don't think Chase Beebe has been hit in the face tonight, Frank. I mean, in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, you see everything.
Now he's going to go for the back again.
Yes, he is just taking shots to the face, and this is what's winning him. This is what I think is going to take his will to go on.
Chase Beebe needs to throw, even if he's in a position where he can't punch really hard, he still needs to tap him and lay knuckles down on Ronnie Yahya, because Ronnie does not like that. Oh, he's beating the liver really.
This is just going to cause all kinds of problems for Ronnie Yahya. If he wasn't winded before, he certainly is now.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, too, he's not used to getting punched in the face as much in competitions. He has a lot more competition as far as grappling. Armbar, triangle attempt. Chase Beebe's passing the guard right off.
So quick to identify it.
He got his right hand in there real deep. He's probably, so far from what we've seen, he might attempt to go ahead and go for the back again. He needs just to pull punches there, exactly. He has his arm tied down, just keep hitting Ronnie. And Ronnie needs to get it back into a dominant position. His jiu-jitsu right now, he's fighting from not the greatest positions. Here he got the double hooks again.
Look at this. Chase trying to get that arm underneath, trying to go for the choke.
And Chase Beebe, oh, nice.
Ronnie's in a defensive position to protect himself from the choke, but he's suffering getting the leather shots.
Figure 4 body lock. Chase Beebe ain't going anywhere now. Ronnie Yahya is stuck in this position. Chase Beebe's just going to keep raining down some punches. It'd be amazing if he could finish this in a choke.
Ronnie
Yahya, he needs to keep throwing those knuckles.
He is just wearing Chase Beebe like a 1 year of books backpack. And Chase Beebe, as you said, Frank, he is going nowhere.
Yeah, Chase Beebe's really pushing that choke across. He's having a hard time though, but I mean, Ronnie Yahya, this is his world.
Well, I think you brought up a good point. I think Chase Beebe has done a job of exposing Ronnie and his one display. And here it is. This looks like it's in pretty deep.
Ronnie Yahya, well, he's controlling the hand, got his chin down low. Chase Beebe's gonna have to slide his left hand over the top of his right hand and behind Ronnie Yahya's head. Choking him out with the hand on top of the head is not gonna choke out Ronnie Yahya. But I like the fact he keeps throwing punches, keep hitting them with uppercuts.
See, this is where Ronnie's just taking a beating.
Yeah,
Chase I don't think he's used to this. I mean, no experience like this.
It's hard to train and prepare for Chase Beebe because he's the kind of guy that you could just beat him down really tough in the first round. Think that most guys wouldn't even answer the bell, and the guy comes back after you. It's almost like you make him angry.
Well, I think he demoralized Ronnie Yahya a bit because in that first round, it looked like Ronnie had him on the ropes with every single move. You saw that
knee bar was
the knee bar, everything.
That's as close as you can get without a guy tapping. I mean, you've seen, it wasn't like it wasn't close. We all seen what it was. Chase Beebe's facial expression showed he was in pain. But at no point did you even look like he was going to tap?
No.
No way. This guy's so tough.
Chase Beebe, the current WEC Bantamweight champion of the world, 22 years of age, out of Chicago, Illinois.
Look at that.
And Ronnie Yahya has no answer. There's no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu answer for this right now. He has no way. He's no position to submit him. He's just got to take the leather and try to protect that neck.
Right now, all he's doing is protecting the neck from getting choked. And Chase,
methodically, Chase goes back to more leather. As soon as he covers up, switch back over to the
Switching
neck.
for the choke, to the punches.
I mean, talk about frustration for a world-class guy like Ronnie Yahya. What do you do? What answer can he have?
he needs to look to get in a more dominant position. Every time they've hit the ground, it's been in a dominant position. But that just shows Chase Beebe is a phenomenal wrestler. Position, position, position.
This one could turn on one move. Stick around and find out what happens in round 4. Back inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, we are set for round number 4, the bantamweight title bout between Rani Yahya and Chase Beebe. Round number 1, I don't know, you might give it a split, but 2 and 3, you definitely have to give it Chase Beebe.
Rani Yahya won the first round.
You think?
Yeah. He almost finished the fight. Chase Beebe, though, it's all been Chase Beebe since then.
This is refreshing for Chase Beebe. He's going to love this. Stay on the feet.
Rani Yahya's got some good stand-up. Very much improvement. Oh, just caught a left hook, though. That hurt him.
Look at the sprawl by Chase Beebe. World class.
Chase Beebe got some of the nice front headlock choke. He's used it as a cow catcher. Rani Yahya again diving down into the half guard. Switch back up to a head inside single. Let's see if he can get Chase Beebe on his back.
Trying to go for the knee one more time.
Look at that. Nice wizard pull
out of it.
Now he's going to use a 3/4 Nelson. See how he's pushing down on the head? Now he's on the back here. He's turned the corner.
Chase Beebe in the red trunks, Rani Yahya in the black trunks.
Chase Beebe's going to pull him down and take his back right now. Watch, he's going to sit back. Now the left hook of Chase Beebe's going to come over the top.
There it is.
Oh, now he's switched it over into a mount. Rani Yahya got his hand between the legs. He's really good at that slip between the legs half guard sweep. But you know what? Chase Beebe has figured it out and he stopped that.
That was bread and butter for Rani Yahya in round number 1. And Chase, as you said, he's got it all figured out.
His learning curve, like you pointed out, is immense. I mean, who learns how to fight a certain move in the middle of a fight?
Didn't panic. You notice that? There was no panic in Chase Beebe's face.
Now he's pushing him for the mount. Chase Beebe is just raining down punishment.
This is like, like rounds 2 and 3.
Head and arm choke. He has a head and arm choke right now. He's pushing the head up to design it. He's going to put that left hand. Oh, he decided to go for the punches. Maybe he's going to set him up a little bit more. I really think he has that choke, though.
But, Frank, this is reminiscent of rounds 2 and 3 where Rani Yahya comes out for about 60 seconds and throws all kinds of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at him and just rushes him. Chase weathers that storm, and then he takes control of it.
Yeah, Chase Beebe has done a great job of just nullifying Rani Yahya's jiu-jitsu, which, I got to be honest with you, I did not depict him winning the fight this way. I figured he would keep the fight on its feet and win with leather, throwing some strikes. The fact that he's beating Rani Yahya at his best spot, I mean, if Rani Yahya is going to win the fight, it's here.
Yep.
And then he's beating him this way? Wow.
So bantamweight in the WEC, take notice, Chase Beebe just improved his arsenal and added a killer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ground game.
Yeah, if this guy can't submit Chase Beebe, I don't see anybody just submitting Chase Beebe. And his last fight was against a world-class striker, Eddie Wineland, and he couldn't knock him out? I don't know. What do you throw at this guy?
And with just about 2 minutes to go, Frank, you see the pace that Rani Yahya now is downshifted into about first.
Now he's setting up a triangle here by doing wrist control. Rani Yahya, I think, has gone from trying to force the submissions and attack aggressively, which was beautiful in the first round. Now he's going to wait for Chase Beebe more to make a mistake. I don't see that happening. Chase Beebe does not look tired. If anything, he looks better in this round than he did in the second, third round. He's pushing right up against the cage. Chase Beebe, I already had an immense amount of respect for him before this fight. I can't believe he's just brought it up to a whole new level.
Well, I think conditioning is certainly a factor tonight. Not taking anything away from Rani Yahya, but I don't think he's used to going 4 full rounds with a guy at the caliber of Chase Beebe. He's usually submitting guys in rounds 1 and 2, and right now he just looks completely gassed.
Ankle pass, nice.
This is something else. Has Ronnie trained for something like this before? 4 rounds, he's taking the punishment, and now he's seen stuff that
these are those situations that you get put in the fight in your career. Because how do you mimic this in training? To have a guy like this who you can't put away, coming back and you're getting stronger, the pressure of being fighting in front of thousands of people here, millions of people watching you on TV. How do you simulate that? You don't. You get put in these wars. And Chase Beebe's been in this kind of war before.
Well, this is a mixed martial artist mastery by both men. Wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, striking. They have brought the complete package tonight.
Chase Beebe did a great job avoiding that sweep right there. Leg control, now he's going for it again. Chase Beebe got the knee down to the mat, slided through the half guard. Now he's got the wizard raining down those hard punches. He needs to keep it right here. Keep it right there.
Ronnie Yahya looks to get to round number 5. That's the best he can hope for right now because he is certainly taking a lot of punishment from the champ, Chase Beebe.
Chase Beebe's done a great job of turning this around. He's got now a little bit of a half Nelson, crushing down on the skull. What a fight, guys. What a fight.
Chase Beebe, Ronnie Yahya, we are going to round number 5 in the bantamweight division. So it's the 5th and final round. This is for the belt in the bantamweight division of the WEC.
But Ronnie Yahya, another thing though that he's impressed me with, his stand-up has greatly improved. He's got this fight to the ground. He did what I thought he had to do to win this fight. It's just that Chase Beebe has a lot more than we thought.
And the shoots are just not coming as fast as they did in the first 2 rounds from Ronnie Yahya. Chase Beebe able to defend them.
He's locking up a guillotine from the top, pulling to the closed guard. Oh, that's a tight guillotine.
He's got it under.
But Ronnie Yahya's got the butterfly guard, going for the sweeps, uses it to get back into a better position, I would say, but not against Chase Beebe.
I think this is a conditioning fight, Frank. I mean, both men, we just now found out they are technical masters in their own right. But conditioning, which you have to give the nod to Chase Beebe.
Conditioning physically and conditioned mentally. He never once broke. Even, 9 submission attempts from a world-class. You ain't gonna get a better submission artist than Ronnie Yahya in here. And Chase Beebe weathered that. It came back fighting. Never once did he get discouraged. And in fact, on top of that, he kept the fight right here on the ground. It wasn't like, oh man, I tasted that, let me get to my feet. He stayed here in Ronnie Yahya's world, and he's beating him down.
There's nothing more demoralizing in sport than beating your opponent at his own game, and that basically is what Chase Beebe has done tonight.
Chase Beebe is doing a great job. Like I said, when I called this fight to begin with, I said, oh, if Ronnie Yahya gets his fight to the ground, that's his opportunity to win. Chase Beebe has stuffed that into the mat. He's staying right where Ronnie Yahya could finish this fight, and he's winning here. He's beating him down with a different style. Not so much submission attempts, but just great position jiu-jitsu, passing the guard, mounting him, taking his back, and pounding him out.
Right now, it looks like he has taken Ronnie Yahya's will. He is just trying to survive with 3 minutes to go in this 5th and final round. And I'll tell you what, Frank, going 20 minutes, 25 minutes with the champ. Ronnie Yahya should not hang his head, but I'll tell you what, he's got to find a different approach if they ever meet up again, because Chase Beebe will not be had with the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he has to step it up a little bit more. Chase Beebe is like a rock in there. Everybody goes out there, throws everything they have at him, and they break themselves against him.
Hey, walk the knees up. Walk the knees to his head.
Ronnie Yahya looking for an armbar attempt at both feet and the hips. That's keeping Chase Beebe's punches to be not as hard. Chase Beebe going to do a good job here, passing. As soon as he was pushed off the guard, he kept forward pressure. Here he's stuffing that knee. Let's see if he uses his left hand right there to stuff over. Now he's pushing to the half guard. He's going to sit down on it real hard. Now he's going to come over the top with some punches. He could easily mount him from here also if he gets his knees going the right way.
Chase Beebe has game planned this fight to perfection tonight. Barring a major turnaround in events from Ronnie Yahya, Chase Beebe I think is going to hold on to his belt, Frank, and he got out of that first 60 seconds of round number 1. He could have been done.
Chase Beebe might end up being able to finish the fight here. He has 1 minute and 30 seconds left. He's trying to pressure down and bound him out. I'm so amazed that Chase Beebe stayed here in Ronnie Yahya's world and beat him.
This is like going into the paint and taking Shaq on underneath the rim.
It's exactly what it is. He didn't take the easy route, that's for sure.
No question about it. Chase Beebe has drawn blood out of the nose of Ronnie Yahya. This is a fight Ronnie Yahya won't soon forget. I don't think he in a million years planned this thing going 5 rounds.
Not if it ended up on the ground.
Under a minute to go in the 5th and final round here, live from Las Vegas. It is Chase Beebe, the defending champion in the red trunks. Ronnie Yahya, a world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist, and he has found his match tonight in the champion, Chase Beebe. 5 full rounds coming up on 40 seconds remaining. Tell you what, if you're scouting Chase Beebe to fight him and try to take the belt, you better just plan on going 25 minutes.
You have to. I haven't seen any weaknesses where you can submit him or knock him out. I mean, anybody can get caught on any given day, but you better not be hoping that that's how you're going to win. You better be prepared to destroy this guy for 25 minutes. Have that mindset coming in, because that's his mindset. There's no quit in him at any point. Look at this.
What an amazing
10 seconds
display.
left. He's still trying to finish it.
Under 10 seconds to go, and it is Chase Beebe in full control. Ronnie Yahya will survive. This one will be an instant classic here on the WEC. Great sportsmanship by both men. Joe Martinez has the official results.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds in the cage, we go to the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. Judges Abe Bellardo and Cecil People scored about the same, 49-46, while Judge Chris Lee scores it 49-45. All 3-4, your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WEC Bantamweight Champion of the World, Chase the Rage Beebe!
Coming up here, Roberto Allegretti, 38 years old, the senior of the two. Dalby just 33. 5'11", the taller is Nicholas Dalby. 5'7" is the Italian. Perfect at 6-0 is Minotauro. 14-3-1 for Locomotivo, and it's Dalby who is your betting favorite.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cage Warriors welterweight division. We have about scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a submission and ground fighter with a perfect professional record of 6 wins and no losses. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 170.4 pounds. Fighting out of Salerno, Italy, Roberto Minotauro Allegretti. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a professional with 14 wins and 3 losses, a single draw on his record. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he is a karate fighter and striker, fighting out of Copenhagen in Denmark, the former Cage Warriors welterweight champion, Nicholas Locomotivo Dalby. And when the action begins, the referee in charge, Rich Mitchell.
Referee Rich Mitchell about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them in the Cage Warriors welterweight division. Roberto Allegretti in the black with yellow trim. Nicholas Dalby in the blue. Touch of gloves, and we are underway. Dalby in that southpaw stance. Watch the left high kick.
Yeah, I expect that left kick. I expect a lot of in and out movement. But I do expect a lot of feeling out as well. Just trying to establish that range. I know he won't be taking anything for granted. It's one thing about Nicholas Dalby's fights. There's always a lot of movement, whether there's feinting or whether there's changing of angles.
Already looking to target the body with those kicks, and one down to the legs. He's going to be keeping the Italian guessing, and then all of a sudden that left kick will snap up, no doubt.
Yeah, see this constant movement, constant head movement from Dalby, the Italian, a little bit more static here.
Dalby, the only man to put a blemish on Darren Till's record so far. Till, of course, fighting for the UFC world title just next week. The Fighting City of Liverpool behind Darren Till. And the Fighting City of Liverpool behind Nicholas Dalby here tonight, it has to be said, Josh.
Okay, stop, that was just an unfortunate sense of timing. It's a good low kick, but Dalby switched his stance and came in as the kick came.
Tell me when you're ready.
Dalby set to
You're in control
become a father in a few months' time, so no worries there in the in the immediate future. But that really was A bit of unfortunate placement, nothing malicious on it, I'm sure, and you can see from the way Roberto reacted. Touch of gloves. And let's just see if that's affected the former sharpshooter in any way.
I don't think it will. Pretty much see the same game plan from Dalby. Stay on the outside, a lot of movement, and just look for the single strikes. Oh, lovely shot to the back.
Good knees from Dalby there up against the cage.
Let's see how heavy he can make himself feel here.
Don't grab that cage.
Yeah, we talked about Allegretti lacking the consistency in terms of stringing fights together, in any kind of regularity, but he's not been away from the MMA game in that time. He has put most of his focus in recent years on being a coach. He's the head coach for Orlando D'Ambrosio, who's fought a couple of times here on Cage Warriors.
Yeah, good short knees on the inside from Dalby. And you can just see he's hanging very, very heavy in this body lock. Allegretti's managed to work that arm back inside.
Thumb out of his glove.
Allegretti's got to be careful not to give his back up here, though. He's got to keep that back on the cage.
Good pressure here from Dalby early.
He's trying to heel kick the calf, but it's going to be tough for him. And Dalby's so much taller than him that just keeping a shoulder up underneath his chin is putting him up on his tiptoes. You can see he's really precariously balanced there. I don't know if Dalby will try and take down from this kind of body lock, or whether he's going to change levels.
Allegretti right in front of his own cornerman there, taking instruction. He's usually the one giving the instructions in the corner.
Oh, Dalby's worked the head inside, and that's going to be an awful lot of pressure into the chin and cheekbone of Allegretti.
Now Rich Mitchell going to be looking for a bit of action and a bit of advancing of the position here, or some form of attack from Locomotivo.
Yeah, they're good knees, but see if he looks to change tact here.
Allegretti seemingly happy with forcing the stalemate against the fence here.
Yeah, I mean, Allegretti's got those double overs and he's holding on to them for pretty substantially, I have to say.
Second warning, let's advance this.
And they're going to have to do something quick, or rather Dalby's going to have to do something quick if he wants to keep this position. Looking to pummel his way out now. Yeah. Short elbow.
Good little elbow on the break. I mean, it's a good period of control for Dalby. Not too much damage landed, but it's all going to rack up points for him.
It's going to be interesting to see if Dalby does put his foot on the gas here in the second round, or if he plays a conservative game. And you've got to think a loss in this contest would be devastating, both personally and professionally, for Dalby at this stage in his career.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely without question, I think.
Fingers, Nick.
But so far, this is, it's a tentative round for him, but it's a round that he's winning. We haven't really seen too much in the way of direct offense from Allegretti yet.
No, he really has been on the back foot thus far, looking to barrel his way in.
Yeah, you heard the call from his corner coming, 20 seconds left in Italian, and he just closed the distance, drove his way in. Didn't get anywhere with it, though, unfortunately.
And you've got to be careful going against a counter striker like Dalby with those barreling movements.
You have, but I think he took Dalby a little bit off guard there.
Well, let's take a look back at some of the action from that first round. There was the unfortunate low blow at the very start of proceedings. But from there on out, Josh, it was rather plain sailing, should we say, from Dalby.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a good bit of angle change from Nicholas Dalby. He got into the clinch at one point, and instead of striking, he used that to turn to the back, and he kept a really nice kind of crossbody shoulder grip as he did that. That was a beautiful bit of wrestling, but he didn't put too much emphasis on trying to take the fight to the ground from there. He was happy to just make Allegretti, wear his weight. And, that will probably pay dividends for him as we move into the second and potentially third round. He definitely took the first, but it was by a narrow margin.
Yeah, we have seen Dalby in the past take 5 minutes or so to get warmed up and into a contest. He's had a fair bit of time on Cage Warriors. He went the distance with Moss and Bahari in London a few years ago. He, I believe, went into the 3rd round against Sergey Churilov when he won the title, perhaps the 4th, if memory serves. Oh! And there's a big head kick! We knew it was coming. Dalby lands!
And Allegretti, to his credit, straight back up, in on the leg, looking for that takedown. He's giving up the crossface, though. And the double unders to Dalby, who's going to earn the takedown to Mount here.
Dalby pouncing here.
Oh, he's got the wrist control as he turns him. That's going to expose the neck, make it very hard for Allegretti to defend. That right hand through on the wrist is going to open up the neck for the left arm of Nicholas Dalby.
Bad position here for the Italian.
It really is. I mean, Dalby staying. Oh, and he's out!
It's over! Nicholas Dalby is back!
Yeah, they're just such a solid squeeze.
Shades of years ago, in his home country where he won the title, he had that exact same celebration.
And you can just see how happy he is to get that win. To get it in emphatic fashion, really, as well. Let's take a look. There we go. Head kick right up the open side.
Yeah, it wasn't the question mark kick. It was just a straight high kick with the right leg, I believe, there, Josh.
I was genuinely surprised. I mean, here you go. Straight over the guard. I was so surprised how quickly Allegretti popped back up here. He was straight back in. But what's great about this finish is that right hand grip on the wrist opened up the left, and that's just a tight one arm rear naked choke. Really good squeeze from Nicholas Dalby.
Yeah, someone check Allegretti's beard for Kevlar, because that was the cleanest kick as you're ever going to see. He took it on the chin, and it's going to be a technical submission. Allegretti not tapping, just going out in the choke. Good call there from Rich Mitchell. We'll throw this one to our MC, Andy Friedlander, in the cage, and in a moment's time he will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell has called a stop to this contest at 50 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by technical submission, Nicholas Locomotivo Dalby!
Dalby getting a win in Cage Warriors. It's all part of Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. TJ DeSantis hanging out with you on our new initiative, a show I'd like to do every week, which makes a lot of sense because it takes the week of the year that we are currently in, looks back through the massive archive that is UFC Fight Pass, and I'm picking out some of the best fights, and that was definitely one of them. I love fights that involve a striker setting up a submission with hands, and I'm not talking about on the floor with his hands. I'm talking about on the feet, knocks you down, gets a good position, jumps on the back. Jiu-jitsu players, yes, generally you don't strike in jiu-jitsu unless it's combat jiu-jitsu, which you can also watch right here on UFC Fight Pass. But I like when strikers knock someone down and then throw them in a choke instead of going for that TKO. You can break your hand. That can hurt. You can put you on the shelf for a long time. You got to have surgery and stuff. But if you knock a guy down and then just go into grappling mode and put him in a submission, that's good. I wouldn't recommend doing a guillotine all the time or guillotine. I hate that, by the way. I want to be a cool kid and say jump the gilly, but it's not, it's not in my nature to be cool, A. B, I don't know if that makes you cool, but C, it's a guillotine. And anyway, let's get back to it. Let's keep moving on here in Fight Vault. We just saw that Dalby fight. Now we're going to move to the heavyweight division. Yes. One guy still very much active in the UFC in this fight. I'm talking about Alexander Volkov. He takes on the Dutchman in Stefan Struve, and this is a tough fight for Volkov. He's coming in to take on Struve in his home country of the Netherlands, and he does so as a favorite. Got to go into hostile territory as a favorite. I think that's harder going into hostile territory as a favorite than it is being an underdog, because you already have the pressure of the fans against you. Then you got the pressure of being the guy that the odds makers are saying is supposed to win. Tough assignment here for the big Russian in Volkov. We'll see how he does against the very tall man that is Stefan Struve. You're watching Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for the main event. The Dutchman Struve is 29, the Russian Volkov 28 at 6'11.5". Struve is the tallest man on the roster. Volkov is only slightly shorter at 6'7", and with the biggest wingspan, Struve will have a 4.5-inch reach advantage. With the main event introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Ben Cartledge, Mark Collette, and Andy Roberts. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, live from Rotterdam, Netherlands, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 32 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 11 and 1/2 inches tall, weighing in at 264 pounds. Fighting out of Beverwijk, the Netherlands, presenting the number 8 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Stefan Skyscraper Struve. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 28 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 251 pounds. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, presenting the number 7 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Alexander Drago Volkov.
Okay, gentlemen, you understand the rules. You're fighting under. Listen to me at all times. Keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves. Let's do this.
Time for the main event. Alexander Volkov versus Stefan Struve. Thank you, Luciana. All set for the first round. Maximum of 5 5s in the heavyweight division. Volkov has been smiling all the way through. Struve with a much more serious expression. Interestingly, Volkov comes in here as the slim favourite. He's also the higher ranked opponent.
A very Muay Thai style feeling out process here. Both standing in a very upright stance, feeling each other out.
Semi Schultz in the corner of Alexander Volkov, Dutch legend, K1 and mixed martial arts.
Nice low kick block from Stefan Struve. Volkov pushes forward with a couple of feeling out punches. Good jab from Stefan Struve.
We've been talking lots about it, Dan, his trip over to, or his frequent trips over to South Florida to work with Henry Hooft has really rounded out the game of Struve.
He's already looking much more like a Thai boxer in the way he stands and the way he throws. His checking of the inside low kick was always a telltale sign. Here we go, very nice. Chopping inside low kick, checked by Drago.
Having said that, Volkov uses his height very, very well. Probably the first time he's ever faced someone taller than him. Conversely, Struve is used to fighting guys of this height. He grew up in the Netherlands, as you spoke about in the walkouts. Everyone around here is tall.
Yeah.
He was kickboxing with 6'9" guys when he was a very young man.
Even working with his brother, who's a decent height as well, probably about the same size as Volkov himself. Now Volkov landed a jab there that looked like it wobbled Struve for a second, so let's keep an eye on that. It was a jab right to the mouth of Stefan Struve. Nice, look at that. Head kick attempt, Volkov catches it. But this could be playing into Struve's hands. He might want a grappling match in this one. Lots of pressure on the Dutch fighter here, John.
Well, that's because more than half of Volkov's wins have come in the first round. And he has 18 knockouts or TKOs.
Oh!
26 victories, but his chin is being well and truly tested here.
Uppercut right hand from Struve, both landed on Volkov.
Both fighters having some success early on in this main event.
Good knee to the midsection there. Volkov looks like such a disciplined striker, really taking his time. Don't seem to be too fazed by anything coming in his direction so far. But Stefan Struve is looking like a much improved striker.
Struve said a finish will be served.
Volkov switching his stance, giving Struve a different look, possibly opening up that body kick. There it is.
Slams that into the midsection of the skyscraper.
I expect Struve to return, especially because he's not too concerned about the takedown in this one. If he ends up on his back, he'll be setting up triangles.
Volkov, a martial artist since he was 9 years of age. A real traditionalist who's turned into a mixed martial artist.
Struve doing an excellent job with that lead knee and the rear teep. Volkov with his mouth open. Not quite the smile on his face that he had for the first 2 minutes of the round. Oh, and another uppercut from Struve. Echoes of the Stipe Miocic finish.
Struve, mobile in the centre of the octagon. He has overcome some really serious health issues and injuries over the years.
Good knee to the stomach.
That was very nicely placed by Volkov.
Buckled Struve's posture for a second.
Typically, we've seen Struve struggle in the early rounds in the UFC.
He's got such heart though, John.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing so well tonight.
We've not seen Volkov against any adversity so far in his octagon career. Oh, nice. Jumping knee, that cut Volkov. It looks like there's a cut under the eye of Volkov. I see blood on the chest of Struve.
It is, but he's now raining down with some big elbows.
Immediately there's some urgency in Volkov's attack. He knows that cut's probably in a bad position.
Trying to pass through the defences of Stefan Struve.
Good defence from Struve on the bottom, but some of these shots are getting through.
Let's not forget Struve has 17 submission wins, but he's going to have to recover. 10 seconds left in this opening round as Volkov comes through with some serious ground and pound.
There's a good knee from Stefan Struve, right onto the cheekbone of Alexander Volkov.
Good outputs from both of these giants.
So they started with a feeling out process, but it's clear that Stefan Struve's looking for a few particular techniques. That rear uppercut that he used against Miocic a few years back, and then the stepping in knee, the skip knee that he's been using, but that uppercut's finding its range. But the cut at the end of the round was caused by that glancing knee. Caught him across the cheekbone, opened him up pretty good. That's a good cut. It's below the eye, so it won't be bleeding into his eye. It shouldn't stop the fight, but it's certainly something to look at for the doctors. Certainly something for Struve to work on in the next round.
That is a decent piece of furniture on the left eye of Volkov. Round number 2.
The first one usually being a strong one for Volkov. Good work from both guys, especially Volkov to finish strong, but Struve obviously did the most damage in that fight. You can see on the face of Alexander Volkov. Struve stepping over with that big right hand.
Volkov isn't the only one who's sought training out in the US. He's been over to King's MMA and Blackhouse in the past. For this one, he very much stayed at home with his coach Taras.
Interestingly, John, it's the nose as well of Volkov that's bleeding. I'm not sure whether that knee caught him across the nose as well as the cheekbone, but it's definitely affecting his breathing. You can see his mouth's open. It's far more laboured. He's not able to breathe through that nose at this point.
Well, look at the size of that knee, Dan. Of course it hit him in the nose and the eye.
It nearly hit me when he threw it. Stefan Struve starting to relax into his game a little bit now. A little more confident in his movement forward.
Yeah, a light-footed approach from Struve tonight.
Oh, a nice inside low kick. Took the base away of Struve for a second, who pops immediately back to his feet. Oh, the skip knee again. Volkov may be wise to that after the damage of the first round.
Do you think that Struve has to be a little bit careful with those, Dan? Jumping in, it's kind of direct.
There is a risk. There is a risk. The fight that immediately comes to mind is Andrei Arlovsky against Fedor.
Oh,
the big overhand that caught him and knocked him out.
So I remember that well. So we have an eye poke, which is going to be dealt with by the doctor. He'll investigate this.
Drago seems fine. Both of his eyes are open. He's focused on the clock for a second, which is always a good sign.
Let's take a look at it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Index finger in the corner of the eye.
So we have to be a little bit careful of that going forward. Obviously, the new rules in effect here in Rotterdam. That is why.
Now, Mark Goddard did say it was accidental there, but obviously, if it happens again, you've got to think that there's a point deduction there because it does affect the outcome of the fight. I have to say, John, I've said it before, a redesign of the gloves is definitely on the cards. We have to look at making these gloves more curved so the hand doesn't spring open when you put the new glove on. Volkov now getting wise to that uppercut. He's dropping his lead elbow to block it as it's coming in, but that could also set up the overhand right for Stefan Struve if he's reading his opponent well. There it is! He spotted it.
Struve set a hell of a pace here, Dan.
He has. But with so much experience in the octagon, he knows where to find rest now. He knows how to manage the pace. Oh, look at that.
Lovely uppercut.
Nice uppercut. Oh, and another one.
Answered back by Struve. Struve has really kind of grown up before us, Dan, hasn't he? And he would say himself, he's earned his credentials on the world's toughest proving ground.
He has, against some of the toughest fighters in the world. You've got to think, you know, obviously it's an advantage to be as tall as he is in any sport, but a disadvantage in the beginnings of his career, because who's going to take a fight against a 6'11" guy? I mean, it must be so difficult for him to find competition that when he joined the UFC, he had this plethora of competition coming in his direction, but it was all world class.
Volkov is finding a little bit more force coming forwards. He's biting down on that gum shield.
Struve taking some shots as Volkov's pushing forward.
Volkov foraging for openings to the body, to the head.
Well warmed by Stefan Struve. Goes for the high kick. Still, it's Volkov taking the deep breaths with the busted nose.
Struve now with good health, with his mindset right. He's really looking for the nutrients of all of that training to manifest. Oh, but that is very unfortunate.
Come here. No, not above the eye. Not above the eye. Stay there. Come here. Stay away from your corner, my friend. Stay here. Take your time. Look at me. Look at me. Can you see?
Yeah, I guess.
No. Take your time. Look at me. Tell me you can see. You want the doctor? We'll bring him in. Can you see?
Yeah.
You can see. Stay there. Stefan, listen.
I believe it's the other eye now, Dan. Let's take a look at it.
Same thing again, John. Reaching out with that extended hand. Hand open.
That extended hand.
Yeah.
Keep your hand closed.
Exactly, yeah. It is extended when it's Stefan Struve's hand.
You can see me?
Yeah.
You're happy?
I hope that Volkov is...
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
last time.
He's good to continue. Such an unfortunate occurrence in mixed martial arts.
A part of the issue, John, is that we spar in boxing gloves. You don't have to close your hand in boxing gloves. Something they use at the American Top Team when I was training there. They use the old Bruce Lee Bong Sao Enter the Dragon gloves, which gives some covering of the fingers. Might be worth thinking about possibly redesigning a sparring glove for mixed martial arts. John, I'm coming up with all kinds of business ideas for this.
Don't give
fight.
them away, Dan. We can do something when we put these microphones down.
Right. Struve still pushing forward. Volkov seeming unfazed by the eye pokes, but certainly Struve has to be careful now because there's a point deduction looming if it happens again.
Yeah, absolutely, and once again he was caught with the open palms there.
Clearly not intentional though. I don't believe that these fighters are intentionally trying to poke each other in the eye. It's just an occupational hazard, I'm afraid, with the way that the gloves are cut and the ferocity of this sport. Sometimes it happens.
Volkov hasn't made a min of it either, Dan.
No, he hasn't.
He's looked to get back to the action as soon as he can. Much respect to him there. As he comes forward with that familiar combination, breaking through the defences of Stefan Struve.
It's a very evenly matched fight so far. I'm surprised that we've not seen Stefan Struve attempt to clinch and work for a takedown a little more. I expected his advantage in this one to be on the ground, but he's allowing Volkov to start coming on strong here, moving forward and landing combination punches. Look at that again.
There. That was a big right hand by Volkov. Struve covering up. He's coming under fire now.
I have to say his defense is looking better though. Even though he's taking these shots, he's wearing them better than he has before.
Volkov with a quick step forward.
Good work from the Russian fighter.
Exciting stuff here in the heavyweight division.
A really evenly matched bout between these two fighters. Back and forth action. Let's take a look at this. So you can see Stefan Struve, the majority of the time was pushing forward, kept trying that skip knee, but every time Volkov feels like he's coming into punching range, he's trying to throw back. He's landed some good shots. That uppercut's finding its range. A few times we've seen the head of Stefan Struve snap back, but ultimately nobody is taking hold of this fight so far.
Zoek dan de clinch op. Heel diep neus in, mond uit, heel diep in. Hij mag geen stotenserie maken, Steve.
I don't dare.
So you got to think that Stefan Struve's going to be watching out for those finger points in this round. The extended hand, got to keep his glove closed, got to keep his knuckles towards his opponent. Volkov must feel like he has to come on strong in this round. Now we're getting towards the championship rounds. We've got one round left and then we're into the fourth and fifth. Whose cardio will hold up, whose chin will hold up, and at this stage of the fight, whose face will hold up to the punishment.
Round number 3 and both fighters are wearing the damage as they meet in the centre of the octagon. Struve went into the media saying, hide your neck, hide your arms and hide your legs. The skyscraper is coming. Was he playing possum with that though, Dan?
Well, this has been a very Thai boxing approach from him so far. And I have to say, John, he does look good. He's getting caught with those shots, but he has throughout his career. He's wearing them better in this occasion, but I think we had a double eye poke then.
Listen, think about what you're doing, guys. You've both done it at the same time there, okay? Come on, keep it clean. Keep your hands closed, okay? Both of you. Let's go. Time in.
Well handled by Goddard. I would like to see Struve mix it up though, Dan, just see if he can take the big man down.
I'm surprised we've not seen any takedown attempts from him. I was expecting a body lock clinch and some kind of reap takedown, as we've seen him use in his previous fights. But he seems to be quite happy to strike with Volkov. I'm not sure whether he has more respect for his ground game than is necessary or whether he has less respect for his striking than is necessary.
That's a big shot. Last time he landed a real heavy shot here in the Ahoy, he dispatched Bigfoot in 16 seconds.
That right hand of Volkov is finding a home. It landed over the top there. He's mixing it very nicely with the uppercut as well.
I think part of Struve's game, Dan, is grabbing for the arms, and that's sometimes why he's poking the eyes as well.
Yes, without a doubt. To grab the wrist and to step through a knee is what he looks like he's doing a lot of the time. When you've got legs that low, you can bring your knee up to the head height of most opponents.
And you're always overbearing on people,
yes.
So it's something that it just presents itself to you.
Without a doubt. You know, and if we see the Pat Barry fight as well, every time somebody lowers their head, he wraps the neck. He does like to attack with the guillotine choke. So, you know, the knee does play into that a little bit.
Good
buckled
shot.
leg. A buckled leg from Volkov to Struve there. Oh, nice
yes.
work again from Volkov.
Wobbling the chin of Struve was Volkov. He does have very nice, clean work, doesn't he, Dan?
He's the better ranged striker, like I was saying, John. He's got a better understanding of how to use his reach. A lot of the work that Struve has done has been close range. It's been the uppercut and the knee.
That lean back that Struve was using earlier is not working quite as well for him as we get deeper into the fight.
Well, Drago is now making up that ground. He's realizing that Struve is dipping back away from his punches, so he's making that extra 6 inches step in with his feet instead of trying to reach. Again, adjustments to fighting a taller fighter.
Just looking down at the records, Dan, this is the 41st outing for Stefan Struve. He was just 29. Volkov at 28. He's 28 and 6. Massive records for these fighters.
Loads of experience, particularly at heavyweight, when a lot of these guys don't make it that far into their career without either getting to the top or running into something extremely heavy. Nice shin across the midsection from Struve, but Volkov pushes him off. Continues to move forward behind his clean punches.
Nice work here from Volkov.
Struve goes down.
He puts Struve on the mat.
Volkov's got the power on.
Alexander Drago. Volkov upsets the home fans and gets a TKO win.
The investment in the accurate boxing paid dividends in the 3rd round. Volkov stepping in, covering distance with his feet and landing over the top on the taller man.
3-0 for Drago in UFC competition as he looks to march forward towards title contendership.
It's his first stoppage win in the octagon, and it's his biggest win in the octagon as well. Roy Nelson was a big win, Tim Johnson was a big win, but taking out Stefan Struve in the 3rd round on Rotterdam soil puts him in good stead to climb those rankings.
Very nice, crisp striking. This is how he used to get it done. He'll batter his opponents to the point where he puts their butt on the ground and then he finishes the job.
Really good work from there, and a good stoppage by Mark Goddard as well. Stefan Struve dropped to the seat of his pants there. Clearly had enough.
And they enjoyed it in the corner as well. He certainly knows he's been in a fight tonight. But what a victory he has earned in enemy soil. Let's send it inside to make official. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 30 seconds of round number 3, declaring the winner by TKO, Alexander Drago Volkov.
You know, I asked you at the top of the show if you agreed with me before ever showing you the fights that I was going to ask you to agree with me upon. You're asking me now, what is the question that you want us to agree with you? Are these the best fights that have taken place in the first 7 days of September? It's probably not the greatest fights of all time. That's up for ambiguity, but maybe it's not up for ambiguity when it's just the greatest fights that ever take place in this 7-day window from the beginning of time to right now. And I'm sure I left something off the list. If I have, please get at me at TJ DeSantis on all your favorite social media platforms. Not Snapchat. I have no reason to be on Snapchat. But you can get at me on Instagram or X, wherever you want to get at me on. Just use the name at TJ DeSantis. All right, moving along here in our week that was the first 7 days of September on Fightful. We're going to go to Invicta Fighting Championships. This took place in Kansas City, Missouri. The date, September 1st, 2018. And you're going to hear my obnoxious voice on the call. You're like, we're sick of you talking between fights. Now we got to listen to you during a fight? Yes, sorry. You'll be familiar with one party for sure because she's currently in the UFC, a phenomenal fighter from Brazil, Vina Jandiroba. She was a former Invicta FC champion at 115 pounds. So we're seeing a title defense for her against her fellow countrywoman in the Evil Princess, Janeza Maranjan. Maranjan comes into this fight at 10-1. She'd lost her sole fight to another Brazilian who also went to the UFC, in Livia Renata Souza. Souza did not find the success, though, that one Vina Jandiroba has found. And spoiler alert, it's going to be a tough night for Janeza Maranjan. Jandiroba is just that damn good. All right, I'm not going to tell you any more about it. Sit back, enjoy. You're watching Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass.
UFC Fight Pass to fight fans around the world from the Scottish Rite Temple here in Kansas City, Missouri. It is time for the main event of the evening. 5 rounds this scheduled for the Invicta FC Strawweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the Missouri Office of Athletics, Executive Director Tim Lukenhoff. Your 3 judges scoring at cage side, Henry Gary, Fernando Marquez, and Brett Miller. And when the action begins inside the cage, your referee in charge, Mike England. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Kansas City, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger. She is a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet even, weighing in officially 114.5 pounds. In 11 professional bouts, her record stands at 10 victories and 1 defeat. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, here is the evil princess, Janisa Morange. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner standing 5 feet 2 inches tall. She weighed in equal with her opponent, 114.5 pounds. In 13 professional fights, she stands perfect, 13 victories, no defeats. Here is the reigning, defending, undefeated Invicta Strawweight Champion of the World from Serrinha, Baja, Brazil, Verna Carcara Genidrova. Once again, your referee, Mike England, with the final instruction.
Okay, ladies, I gave you the instruction dress room. Any questions? Any questions? Touch them up. God bless. Go back.
Strawweight championship on the line. The challenger, Janisa Morange, against the champion, Verna Jandiroba. Mike England, our referee. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie, Scottish Rite Temple, Kansas City, Missouri, Invicta FC 31. Classic striker versus grappler match. Obviously, both ladies mixed martial artists, but Verna Jandiroba, you know she wants this fight on the floor. Janisa Morange wants to get her hands going and take it to the grappler.
Yeah, Morange definitely has skills on the ground, and Verna Jandiroba has a very fast, strong jab, but each one shines in their own sphere, and it's going to be interesting to see how each tries to maintain, you know, their environment where they're strongest.
Morange had success against Livia Hanata Souza in the first round of their contest, and Livia really had to get aggressive with her takedowns in the second and third rounds to secure that fight. And Morange said, I'm at an advantage with every single round starting on its feet. Jandiroba obviously needs to negate that and be comfortable on her feet, but also look for those takedowns.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think that sometimes Morange has a tendency to move straight backward. It looks like she's adjusting that. She's hitting those angles as she's moving, but I think that Jandiroba probably wants to put her on the cage and do some damage there and then take her down. I think that Morange is going to make that very hard to do tonight, or she's going to try.
A lot of movement by Janisa. There's that takedown attempt there by Jandiroba.
You know, she's got such long arms for her frame, TJ. She's able to really hit that from far away. You can see she's going in for that single leg now. Back to a double, pushing her up against the cage, and Morange's trying to control the head, but unfortunately she's down now, was not able to get that control. Now it's her job to get to her feet, and you can see Jandiroba already crawling up her body, trying to get where she can submit her right away. I think she wants to make a statement tonight on the ground.
Half guard here for Morange.
And Jandiroba takes risks. She lifts her hips high. She gives up position sometimes. She doesn't care, TJ. She just wants to win. She wants to finish. She's so confident in herself. Nice.
Beautiful elbows by Jandiroba. Moved him out very quickly. Looking at Morange, she can be patient here. Doesn't need to force anything with this being a 5-round fight. But Jandiroba, you know, very hard to let her fight her game for a prolonged period of time without it zapping your energy. And right now, Jandiroba is in control, half guard.
Morange's breaking her posture and kind of trapping the head there. You can see Jandiroba was extending herself just a little bit, trying to find positioning. There's a head and arm choke there. But she's very casual. You know, she comes up with those short strikes, then she'll just kind of wipe her face off and move to another position.
Jandiroba was very quick with those elbows when she was in the mount, and Morangen has to respect them. There was a beautiful left elbow there. Now she mixes it up with a right to the body.
She was able to get that because she had her hips down just a little bit, but she was also trapping the right arm of Morangen, making it impossible for her to block her face. Now you can see Jandiroba is trying to pass that guard. The cage is a little bit getting in the way, but she's there into full mount now, TJ.
Back to mount. Morangen on her left hip there. Jandiroba, that was one thing we saw in her fight with Amy Montenegro, really never content to stay in one spot, always moving forward, throwing strikes, trying to open up the guard, pass, secure dominant position. Now see Morangen get her full guard back.
You can see Jandiroba's on the inside there. She's very good at gripping. She's very good at working to the inside to get her shots in. Morangen's trying to get over the top. She's trapped the arm. She's going to probably try and move her hips, or, you know, you trap the arms to keep them from striking, but it also opens up that platform for submissions. But Jandiroba's hard to submit. We saw Mizuki try several times with triangles and arm bars and was unable to do it.
Some hard strikes by Verna Jandiroba, finding a home. Elbow from the bottom by Janeza Morangen.
That was a nice little up elbow. I would have liked to see her try to use that to get to her feet. Throw a couple more of those, use that cage to get back up, and not linger here too long.
See Jandiroba really finding a home for these strikes, elbows, punches. Seems like she has a lot of length there with her arms where she can hit Morangen, and Morangen's having a hard time dealing with it.
She does, and she's also rolling her elbow over the top, so even if her wrist is trapped or she's using it to block the bicep, she's able to roll over. She does have long arms for her body. I don't know what her reach exactly is, but I'm sure the truck will tell us in a bit. Look at Morangen tried to lock up an armbar there, was unable to.
Now for Janeza Morangen, obviously not where she wants to be. When do you try to force the issue to induce a scramble? Maybe, you know, even give up your back, something like that?
Well, you can see how she's grabbing the wrist there with her right arm. She's also extending that left leg across the hips, trying to create space. Jandiroba allows herself to be stretched out, though. Like, she's not really concerned with that. If I were Morangen, I would try to be pushing on the head, getting it all the way to the side, and then using that left leg to pull my right leg free. Or wait for the bell.
5 minutes in the books here of our championship contest. Verna Jandiroba defending against Janeza Morangen. The truck came through. 65-inch reach for the champion, 61 for Morangen.
So that's a 4-inch reach advantage for the champion, who also just has this wonderful smothering pressure. Look at these ground and pound, this kind of short little elbows that she's doing in here. It allows her to be able to keep her base. She's, like I said, she takes risks. She'll let herself extend, she'll take little shots, and she'll continue to move. She has very good hips.
Look at the corners, the challenger on the left, the champion on the right. Obviously not the first round that Janeza Morangen wanted. Jandiroba, more the same from her. That's her game to a T. We'll see if she can continue it in round number 2.
And I think that if I were in Morangen's corner right now, I would be like, don't let her overextend, get those short shots. You've got to be moving. You cannot be pinned to the cage.
We saw her early in the fight with a lot of movement, a lot of activity, but she wasn't able to really throw and get through that reach. She needs to make sure that she sits down on those punches, Julie, but as we mentioned, striker versus grappler, you can't afford to get too flat-footed at any point and get taken down.
You can't. And what she needs to do, honestly, TJ, is to bring out those long lunging strikes when Jandiroba gets overexcited. Take advantage of that. Fake to bring those out and then capitalize on that extension. From an angle, though.
Again, Morangen said that she would have an advantage in this fight with the fact that every round starts on its feet. And again, we're back in our world to start round number 2.
So fast.
Big punches there again by Morangen. We'll see how long it takes for Jandiroba to try to get this fight back to the floor.
Ooh. Head kick attempt there.
And she can mix it up. She said that she wants this fight on the floor, but, you know, again, these are high-level mixed martial artists. You can't think that Jandiroba is not going to throw strikes back.
Yeah, and that was incredibly fast from both of them. You saw Morangen come in with that kind of left hook to the body, step through. When Jandiroba threw that overhand, she stepped the corner through and just hit that angle. That was really nice. They're both very good, TJ.
Absolutely. That's why the title is on the line. kick by the champion, Jandiroba.
I would like to see Jandiroba utilize a right uppercut. She's got a long overhand like that. Doesn't seem to faze Moranjan yet.
Moranjan light on her feet. We've seen her fantastic footwork in the past. Big overhand right. Head kick by Jandiroba. Moranjan worked on her footwork as a child doing ballet. Kind of set her up nicely for this fighting career.
Yeah, I feel like I mentioned Sarah Kaufman a lot tonight, but she also was a dancer before she became a fighter. And that was a nice read. She tried to do that fake kick. Jandiroba rides in, just grabs onto the leg. You know, there's kind of that clash-up style. When somebody's longer, they can reach from just a little bit farther away and get to good position. And now she's in the mount.
2 minutes into the second round, and Virna Jandiroba is back in her world.
You can see she's extending those legs out, trying to make it difficult for Moranjan to actually shrimp back in. There's a little bit of space there.
Arm triangle upcoming by the champion, Virna Jandiroba in business. Janeza Moranjan needs to move now where she wants to be with the BJJ black belt. She taps. It is done. Virna Jandiroba still the strawweight champion.
Look at the respect between those two.
They were pros all week long. They felt that this was a showcase for where mixed martial arts in Brazil was, and Virna Jandiroba shows that you cannot give her a submission. Sometimes we see athletes get that arm triangle and really have to work for the stoppage. With Virna Jandiroba, it's just a matter of seconds.
She's 14-0. If the world doesn't know who Virna Jandiroba is, they better start paying the F attention.
I think strawweights know who Virna Jandiroba is, and it's going to be a problem if anyone wants to take away this title from her.
Yeah, or the O, TJ.
Absolutely. In mixed martial arts, we don't see a lot of undefeated champions, but Virna Jandiroba, 14-0, and it's hard to find many people that are going to be front runners to take that away from her.
Yeah, exactly. And Janeza Moranjan, to her credit, fought the fight she needed to fight. She was always moving. She was trying to get those shots in there. She was really working hard for that. Unfortunately, she was just outworked today on the ground.
Virna Jandiroba, I've said it in the past, when she gets her game going, it is truly one-way traffic. Now, Moranjan had her opportunity, but Virna Jandiroba, you make a mistake, she makes you pay.
Absolutely.
The champion retains to make it official and to get the time of the stoppage. Here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Round number 2, submission by arm triangle. For your winner, she is still the undefeated reigning Invicta FC strawweight champion of the world, Virna Carcara Jandiroba.
Our tale of the tape, 30-year-old Joe Lozon taking on the 26-year-old Michael Chiesa. 3 inches the difference in height. Chiesa, one of the bigger lightweights on the roster, will enjoy a 4.5-inch reach advantage. To kick off the main card, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Mashantucket, Connecticut for UFC Fight Night. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler and a kickboxer, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Spokane, Washington, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 15 winner, Michael Maverick Chiesa! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 23 wins, 10 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Joe Lozon! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Best seat in the house for this one belongs to Herb Dean. The lovely Vanessa Hansen, thank you very much. We are ready to go. And man, the fight fans have been excited ever since this one was announced. Is Chiesa in the blue trunks and Joe Lozon in the black, and he immediately has Chiesa down and greets him with a big right hand.
Well, here's that fast start from Joe Lozon as Chiesa does a great job of scrambling back to his feet. Now trying to get wrist control and escape this position. Lozon is very good takedowns, despite not coming from a high-level wrestling pedigree, he could definitely put you on your back in a hurry.
17th UFC appearance here for Joe Lauzon as he works on another takedown. But first, as a father, his son Joey, born in January at 4 days old, as many of you know, had some difficulty breathing. Ultimately treated for cancer. He is now cancer-free. And Lauzon trying to come through for his son Joey here tonight.
Yeah, just a heartbreaking story, but looks like his baby is very much a fighter just like him. He's doing well, and that's great news. Chiesa showing a lot of strength there in the clinch, so, John.
And Chiesa's given a lot of credit to his new strength and conditioning coach, CJ, 2-0 since aligning with him, and you do see a different physique on Michael Chiesa tonight, making his 6th UFC appearance. Chiesa, the southpaw, working on the inside of that lead leg of Joe Lauzon. A couple nice right hands in there as well.
You know, Chiesa isn't the most technical striker, but he's effective. Tall, lanky for the weight class.
And, you know, also a guy who doesn't believe he's even close to his prime, so got to be sort of a scary proposition for a lot of the lightweights on the roster. Lauzon pressures forward.
Lauzon in a pretty tight body lock. Chiesa's able to get his hips back.
Lauzon working very hard to try to get Chiesa down, unable to do so.
Lauzon looked very discouraged after that failed takedown attempt.
A lot of fight fans surprised that Michael Chiesa was the favorite in this fight against Joe Lauzon, and Chiesa closing as a near 2-1 favorite here tonight. Able to get Joe Lauzon down there and immediately trying to take his back.
Well, this is Chiesa's best position right here from the back. He's very good at finishing the rear naked choke. Joe Lauzon just needs to turn and face and escape here. Now he's turning to try to face Chiesa and get on top and escape those hooks. There he goes.
Beautiful escape by Joe Lauzon into Mountain. The crowd responds. Now Lauzon's got the back.
And he's got him stretched out as well now. Nice right hand from Lauzon, now a couple lefts.
Big elbow there by Lauzon, close to the back of the head. So far, a frantic pace as expected. Under 90 seconds out of going round one.
Chiesa's really got to be careful with the submission game of Joe Lauzon.
23 career wins for Lauzon, 17 of which have come by submission.
Lauzon has that forearm in position. Now he doesn't. But he's trying to soften him up with strikes to slide that forearm underneath the neck of Chiesa here. Michael Chiesa doing a good job of controlling the wrist of Joe Lauzon.
There we go. Ground strikes landed, starting to pile up for Lauzon. The Let's Go Joe chants raining down here in Connecticut. Chiesa has some outstanding submission defense, but Joe Lauzon certainly not a guy you want on your back, and Chiesa's able to get him off.
Beautiful escape there from Michael Chiesa.
And now Lauzon getting the hands going. Big knee by Chiesa. How about these two going at it? Oh! Thankfully, Lauzon had the hands high, but the head kick did land. Nice combination there by Chiesa.
What a great first round.
This fight is going exactly like we planned, okay? We don't know how that first round went, so we got to win these two. You know that, right? Pour it on him, Mike. This is where we wanted this fight, round 2 and 3.
Trigger's standing up. He's covering up. He saw that.
Round one, a tough act to follow. Joe Lozon and Michael Chiesa ready for round two. We did hear Chiesa in between rounds complain of that shot to the back of the head. Telling his corner he got me with a pretty good shot back there.
Yeah, I believe it was that elbow from the back that he was complaining about. Oh! Big body kick there from Chiesa and a nice right hook.
You know, Chiesa's focus really is improvement, fight in and fight out, and you're already seeing an increased fluidity, at least, you know, in my humble opinion, in his hands here tonight.
Definitely. I definitely see an improvement in his striking. He's not just looking for the big shot, he's throwing his combinations. Nice combination there from Lozon, though.
And that end shot, I think, stung Michael Chiesa, who has outlanded Lozon on the feet 30-7 through 6 minutes.
Well, this is where you can really see the strength advantage for Michael Chiesa. Lozon just looks confused and frustrated in this clinch position. If Lozon wants to take Chiesa down, put him on his back like he did in the first round, he's got to attack the legs and go for singles and doubles. Oh, look at that. Counters the knee. Beautiful job from Lozon.
And Chiesa at one point walking on his head there. Back to his feet. Lozon now working on an arm.
Try to do a rolling Kimura. Still holding on to it. Chiesa gives him some elbows to let go.
Big body shot by Lozon. Follows up with an uppercut. Big knee by Lozon.
Well, this is exactly why Lozon is tied with Anderson Silva for most post-fight bonuses. Always delivering. Chiesa right there with him, and he's bleeding, John.
Yeah, Chiesa trying to cover up, but he has been opened up above that right eye, or so it appears. Now Chiesa returns fire with a few elbows. Big body shot by Chiesa. Man, are these guys bringing it tonight as expected. Chiesa, though, is wearing it.
Oh, he's got a big cut over that right eye, John. Huge.
And you really hope that, well, they'll bring in the doctor now.
Oh, man.
You hope that this fight isn't stopped, but that is a massive wound on that right eyebrow.
Hopefully they allow him to continue. It's over the eye. Oh, man.
And that's going to do it. Chiesa not happy at all. The crowd is, though, Joe Lozon with another spectacular performance here in New England.
They certainly both had their flurries. Michael Chiesa is very upset with the stoppage, but that is a nasty cut.
So Joe Lozon got those elbows going, and it spells the end of the night for Michael Chiesa.
Well, here's that final flurry from Joe Lozon. Brutal knee right there. That's the one that cut him. Just went upstairs. There's that flurry. Brutal body shot. Went to the liver there, the left hook. And it was right after that Chiesa actually had a little flurry, but there's that knee that you saw that opened up that cut over the right eye, of Michael Chiesa. Very big cut. Of course, doctors looking out for the safety of the fighters. And you and I might be able to jump into that little canoe-sized cut. That was nasty.
We will talk to Joe Lozon after this as UFC Fight Night continues from Connecticut. Well, they're all still standing in here, and some UFC lightweight history for Joe Lozon with that finish. He moves out of the tie with BJ Penn, now the sole owner of the record for finishes in the lightweight division with 10. All right, we go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on the doctor's advice, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 14 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Joe Lozon.
Two amazing gentlemen to watch fight, and just honestly, two amazing gentlemen in general. You just watched Joe Lozon get a win over Michael Chiesa. Man, those guys are all-timers in my book. The question is, can you be a UFC Hall of Famer without a championship, on your resume? And I think both of those guys have had some Hall of Fame fights, some Hall of Fame moments. And like I said, they're Hall of Fame gentlemen as well. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. Moving on now, we're going to see a Hall of Famer in his very first fight in the WEC. We're not even going to his very first fight in the UFC. No, WEC. He had some exposure, though. This gentleman was on the Tap Out reality series. Do you remember that? We'll have to talk about that another day. That was a whole other thing entirely. Let me think if I can get you another hint about who this guy is. He used to wear a patch of his original Muay Thai shorts in every single fight that he ever had prior to the UFC getting a fight kit standard for everyone to wear. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think he even sewed this into his first fight kit and got fined for it. You know what I'm talking about? He wears a cowboy hat, trains in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'll just tell you, they call him Cowboy. I guess that's the answer, right? Donald Cowboy Cerrone. First fight in the WEC, he takes on Kenneth Alexander. When you watch this one, I want to know if you think that it's a submission that you would have tapped to. Or maybe not you, because let's be honest, if you're not a pro fighter and you're someone like me, I'm tapping everything. I'm tapping before I have to step into that damn octagon. But yeah, they call it an inverted triangle. I don't think the arm is in. You can hear Frank Mir on the call kind of say that he didn't think this one was going to be a submission either. I'll talk to you on the backside of one more fight after this and get your answer, hopefully. All right, it's Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass.
3 rounds of lightweight action scheduled tonight from the Hard Rock.
Let the attack begin.
On paper, quite possibly one of the most explosive fights of the night, Kenneth Alexander and Donald Cerrone. This fight is all about making a name and proving that you belong.
I'm the Black Ninja. I'm going home with a W.
Kenneth, you're the Black Ninja and you're gonna win. I'm the Cowboy, and I'm bringing hell with me.
Anyone that steps in the cage with me, they're gonna feel pain, they're gonna get choked, they're gonna get hit, they're gonna tap out, they're gonna pass out, they're gonna get knocked out. Choice is theirs.
Everyone knows when I wear my hat, that trouble's coming. I'm bringing everything I got.
I want to be 3 moves ahead of him, so once he thinks I'm going for something, I'm already tapping him out with something else, or lighting him up with an elbow while he's trying to block the first thing that he thought I was going for.
When I step in the cage and the door shuts, you know that it's just you and me. When it's time to go, man, it's time to go. I hope you're ready.
As we take a look at the tail of the tape from Las Vegas, it goes down like this. Donald Cerrone, 24 years of age, and Kenneth Alexander, 29, 6 feet. Cerrone, 5'9", Alexander. There you see the weight and reach. We go inside the cage. Joe Martinez has your official introductions.
And now, fight fans, here we go. Time for 3 rounds of lightweight action in the cage. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, is a wrestling-style fighter who brings a professional record, 5 victories, 2 defeats into tonight's WEC debut. At 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in officially 156 pounds and joins us from the capital city of California, Sacramento. Here is Kenneth the Black Ninja Alexander. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a Muay Thai fighter. Tonight, he too makes his WEC debut and puts a perfect record on the line. 7 victories, no defeats. At 6 feet even, he weighed in officially 155 ready pounds. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, here is Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Referee in charge of the action, Josh Rosenthal.
Gentlemen, we've gone over the rules. I expect a clean fight. Defend yourselves all times. Obey my commands all times. Touch gloves, go back. Let's do this.
So the lightweights are set to go. Kenneth Alexander and Donald Cerrone, both men extremely athletic. We'll see how this one plays out.
Gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Let's fight!
Well, this will be interesting, Frank. Donald Cerrone, one of the fighters that was found by the Tap Out crew on their nationwide tour. He's a former bull rider, so this guy is used to seeing some action.
Yeah, tough guy. Great stand-up. But he has Kenneth Alexander across from him, who's a black belt in judo and a great wrestler.
Not to mention he's a former staff sergeant in U.S. Marine Corps, so he's seen his fair share of action. And right away, look at the pace.
Yeah, he got a good takedown there. I think he got clipped a little bit. I couldn't see it very well by Cerrone. Now he's got him down on the ground. Cerrone going for a reverse triangle. This isn't really a submitting move. It's more of a positioning. He can use this to kind of pull him off of him.
And I don't think he's deep enough anyways, is he?
No, and you got to have the arm trapped in there also to be able to get the choke. See how it's just the head? Really, if Cerrone wanted to, here he's going for the Americana. He's locking up a submission. I think, though, that maybe he'd be better off going for dropping some Hellmakers.
That's it. Kenneth Alexander cannot escape. And it is Donald Cerrone making quick work in this lightweight bout. The tap-out boys are going to be happy.
Cerrone, you know what? I've really rarely seen guys submit people with that submission from the bottom. The triangle with no arm in it. Impressive he made that work.
Well, it's all about technique, and right now it is Donald Cerrone. Let's go back to this. The fight goes to the ground, Frank, within the first 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, Cerrone wanted to keep it on his feet. Kenneth Alexander was smart to get it down to the ground. Here he got stuck in this really weird upside-down triangle.
It looks like he had side control almost.
He does. You know what? I don't think he had enough respect for the move. It's not a really finishing high-percentage move, but he should have just pushed that knee with his left hand and got out. But Cerrone did a great job of cranking it and submitting him. I'd have to see how that really works.
Kenneth Alexander, Donald Cerrone in the ring. We go to Joe Martinez for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tap comes 56 seconds of round number 1. Tap out, triangle neck crank for your winner in his WEC debut, and still undefeated, Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Congratulations on the win. Real interesting submission. Want to talk us through that?
I guess my long legs, you know, I get people in side control at school all the time like that. It's kind of like a neck crank triangle, so yeah, I don't really know, man.
You'll see it here up in a second if you could talk us into it.
I knew he was taking side control, so I was either going to work and try and get my guard back, but his head was down, so I decided to go for a triangle, so wrapped my heads around his legs and decided to squeeze.
Well, you're the first guy I've ever seen use that in MMA right now. You got a name for it?
No, man, I seen his neck muscle and everything was really pulling, and he didn't have much strength, so I just kept going, so yeah.
Congratulations, great win. Your winner, Donald Cerrone.
Love you, Grandma.
All right, we get to the tail of the tape for our main event. 5 rounds if needed. The 33-year-old Brazilian Glover Teixeira against the 30-year-old American Ryan Bader. Both guys are 6 foot 2 inches tall. A 1.5-inch reach advantage with the 5-1 favorite, Glover Teixeira. To get us started, as always, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by Brazil Mixed Martial Arts Athletic Commission with President Giovanni Biscardi. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Guilherme Bravo, Howard Hughes, and Glenn Trowbridge. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean. And now, Senhoras y Senhores do Brasil and UFC fans watching around the world from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, 93 kilos. Fighting out of Tempe, Arizona, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 8 winner, Ryan And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 206 pounds, 93.5 kilos, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Glover Teixeira!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves, make it official.
And it is official. Glover Teixeira trying to live up to the hype once more against the upset-minded Ryan Bader. They touch gloves, and we are underway.
Bader immediately goes for that takedown. Glover able to sprawl off of it, now looking for a right hand.
And it seemed like the left landed there for Bader, Kenny.
Yeah, and Glover tried to mix things up with a takedown of his own. Bader going for that patented guillotine. He does this extremely well, much like his teammate CB Dollaway, and it's Glover trying to finish a takedown here. Bader getting very aggressive here in this first round.
Well, he's always been an aggressive fighter, hasn't always landed the takedowns with the percentage you'd expect given how decorated a wrestler he is, and Teixeira works for the takedown.
And how about this? Glover Teixeira taking down the All-American Ryan Bader. This is how well-rounded Glover Teixeira is. And these are the kind of things that really can shut a guy down. When you get a guy who can really take you down or do something better that's your specialty, that's what's really showing what kind of fighter Glover Teixeira is. Glover mixing things up, and that has the ability to shut down Ryan Bader's striking as well.
Ryan Bader does feel like he'll have the conditioning edge here tonight. He's gone 15 minutes 6 times in his mixed martial arts career. And now Teixeira working on a tight guillotine catch.
Bader pressuring Glover up against the cage here with a deep underhook. Now, space here. Glover trying to land that right hand again.
And Bader's striking looks pretty fluid here in the early going.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of movement here, trying to get that jab going. And he's trying to bait Glover into going forward. And what that's going to do is allow him to hit that double leg that he's so well known for.
Bader checks the kick, but the crowd reacts anyway. Under 3 minutes now to go in our first round.
Glover so far showing excellent reaction time to that double leg from Bader.
Teixeira presses forward, slips there. Bader looking to take advantage.
Bader caught him there, John. It was a short shot, and he may have Glover hurt.
Oh, Bader just missed the uppercut. Down goes Bader. And now Teixeira senses the finish. Oh, Ryan Bader in a world of trouble here. Glover Teixeira dusts Ryan Bader.
Unbelievable, John. It looked like Glover was hurt there. But he came back with just a beautiful combination that just stunned Ryan.
And this arena erupted here in Belo Horizonte. Ryan Bader still wobbly. He has made his way to his feet, and now the stool. Glover Teixeira, 5-0 in the UFC. He has won 20 straight fights.
These guys did not waste any time. What a fight. Well, here it is on the exchange. Bader landing some big shots. And that right hand, left hook combination from Glover is what dropped him. And Glover Teixeira, you cannot allow a finisher like him to get to that position after dropping you.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Glover Teixeira! And still undefeated
undefeated in the UFC is Glover Teixeira. Congratulations on another outstanding performance. Can you describe what it feels like to get this win and put on that type of show here in your home state?
Mais uma vez invicto, o Glover Teixeira continua invicto aqui. Você pode contar pra gente como é que foi essa fantástica vitória, especialmente aqui no seu estado natal?
Minas Gerais, essa aí foi pra vocês. Ele me derrubou ali, me deu um knockdown, mas eu vi todos os golpes entrando, eu sei exatamente o que ele me acertou, foi um cruzado de esquerdo, depois também o chute foi bastante forte, que eu senti meio tonto e no final ali eu tive que recuperar e ver onde estava aberto, entendeu?
He was able to give me a punch and to make me fall back down, but I saw everything that was happening. I knew exactly what was happening, and I was able to make this, use that as an opportunity for me.
Can you talk us through the combination that ended the fight? It was the right hand, left hook, and that finished Ryan Bader pretty quickly.
Você pode falar pra gente com essa sequência que você conseguiu finalizar, que você fez a direita, depois o gancho, que você conseguiu acabar com ele?
Eu tomei um knockdown na verdade e eu sabia que ele ia vir aberto, entendeu? Acho que eu estava fora de balanço, eu não sei, talvez por causa que eu estava muito bem preparado, eu recupero muito fácil. E no final eu sabia que ele vinha aberto, porque ele ia tentar finalizar a luta. Que é onde que eu peguei o lugar aberto ali e dei no queixo dele, um overhand e acabei com o cruzado esquerdo.
I know that as he knocked me down, I knew he was going to come with his guard open because he was going to try to submit me, but that's the opportunity I used, so that's why I gave him a strong one in between his arms, and that's what I was able to end the fight.
You said you felt like you needed to make a statement here tonight. Do you feel like you made a big enough statement to earn the next crack at the UFC goal?
Você disse que você precisava dessa luta para mostrar o que você veio fazer aqui. Você acha que você hoje à noite conseguiu mostrar?
Olha, é difícil falar, né? Porque eu tomei um knockdown ali, não gostei da luta. Para ser sincero com você aqui no momento agora. Eu quero o cinturão do UFC. Se o UFC me der essa oportunidade, eu vou buscar esse cinturão. Vou voltar mais focado. Não vai ter esses erros. E eu garanto buscar esse cinturão. Garanto buscar contra o John Jones ou contra o Gustafsson.
And to tell you the truth, I wasn't happy with this fight. It disappointed me that he was able to knock me down. And I'm going to do more at camp and I'm going to train more so that I can get there. I'm telling you, this belt is going to be mine. It doesn't matter if it's John Jones, if it's Gustafsson, it's mine.
Eu acho que dos problemas também foi autoconfiança. Esse knockdown foi wake-up call.
I think one of my problems is I just had too much self-confidence, and this was a good wake-up call.
Well, you can
back UFCs. Was at 87. Brock Lesnar made his debut in Minneapolis. That was amazing. And then I got to go to Atlanta. Why am I telling you this? Doesn't really matter, other than I was in the building. And it was a crazy night, to say the least. A lot of people thought one guy was going to win, and the other guy ended up winning. Who were the guys? Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, UFC Hall of Famer, taking on Rashad Evans, UFC Hall of Famer. So we're going to finish with a Hall of Fame matchup. And I'll be back on the backside to say goodbye to you. It's Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass.
It's been a while since we've seen that look in Chuck's eyes. I was thinking the exact same thing. That is scary sight right there. That is a dangerous, focused individual. He's been in a great mood all week, almost as if he has a secret. Well, I think his secret is that he's in awesome shape. He said to me the other day that because he was preparing so diligently for the takedown attempts of Rashad Evans, he worked on his sprawl. And as you know, Joe, that's hard work. And so as Chuck the Iceman Liddell enters Phillips Arena here tonight, he says, as you pointed out, he's in the best shape he's been in a long time. And that's very important for his confidence. You see it in his eyes right there. He knows he's prepared. This is a very important fight for him. He wants to win this fight and eventually get himself into a position where he gets a shot at regaining his title. He's one of the most dangerous fighters to ever fight mixed martial arts for the simple fact that if you zig when you should have zagged, you go to sleep. He's got that kind of very rare one-punch knockout power, and he's done it to guys who haven't been knocked out before, and like guys who exhibited a great chin like Randy Couture. Randy Couture has taken some big shots. Chuck Liddell set to face Rashad Evans, only the third undefeated fighter that Chuck has fought. But he said, you know what? Why don't I just double it up? Why don't I hand him his first loss and knock him out for the the first time in his career.
Yeah, well, like we were saying before, that Chuck Liddell is he's capable of knocking out guys that don't normally get knocked out.
Yes.
Randy's taking some big shots from a lot of guys like Gonzaga, heavy guys. They weren't able to put him away. Chuck puts him away with one punch.
John Hackelman told me Chuck is re-energized. He's been like a kid in the gym. He's facing off against a heck of a man, though, in Rashad Evans. The Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Rashad looks relaxed.
Ain't got no time for no games. I'm at the bar.
Our tale of the tape. Liddell, 38 years old. Liddell is much taller, but he just has a single inch of a reach advantage. With the official introduction, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Doug Crosby, Jeff Mullen, and Cecil Peoples. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Herb Dean. And now, the moment UFC fans watching around the world have all been waiting for. From the sold-out Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. It's time! 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler and a boxer. He holds a professional record of 16 wins with no losses and 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, Sugar Rashad Evans! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 21 wins with 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of San Luis Obispo, California, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Chuck the Iceman Chuck.
All right, gentlemen, this is the main event. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will keep this fight clean. Touch gloves, let's make it official.
Herb Dean, our referee. The most popular fighter in the UFC against the man who won the Ultimate Fighter Season 2 and is unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. Liddell against Evans from here at Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Chuck just loves to stalk his opponent. Land that big right hand.
Well, he's a great counter striker, Mike. What he likes to do is he likes to let guys come to him a lot, and he takes advantage of any openings with very quick strikes.
Rashad with some footwork early. He's going to have to keep moving.
Immediately.
Yep. Rashad has defied a lot of odds, though, in his mixed martial arts career, Joe. Starting with the win in the heavyweight division.
Chuck has said that he wants to test his chin. Rashad said a lot of things hyping up this fight that Chuck didn't like, calling Chuck old, and apparently what everyone was saying is that got Chuck very angry, and he was taking it out on all of his sparring partners, and he's just gotten very motivated to fight Rashad Evans because of that.
Well, Rashad likes to put on a show, thus the nickname Sugar Rashad Evans. Changes stances.
Remember, this is a non-title fight, so it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Good connection by Evans over the top. Liddell with a big right hand. That angered Matt Hughes a little bit on the show. The showboating of Rashad Evans.
There's no secret what Chuck's trying to do here.
Is there ever?
Circle, circle, right hand bomb. Good body kick by Rashad.
Now remember, it was the body kicks utilized so effectively by Rashad's teammate Keith Jardine. Rashad trying to stay quick. He feels he's quicker than Chuck Liddell. Moved out of the way of that one. Every time he connects or he avoids a connection, Rashad is going to gain more confidence.
Chuck throws that right hand like he's got a hammer in his hand.
He can just explode on people. His career is a highlight reel in knockouts. Again with the jab. Rashad, elusive thus far, Joe.
Chuck also likes to paw at a jab and throw a looping left hook. He used that to stop Kevin Randleman. He's got loud power in his left hand as well as his right. Good leg kick by Rashad. And Rashad, very quick, moves out of there.
Well, and that's the thing. His head movement outstanding here in round one. Changes to the southpaw stance again. Anything to try to throw Chuck off.
He's dropping his hands a lot. I don't know if he's trying to lure Chuck in or if he's just showboating. Oh, he got tagged there.
Yep. Ate the jab of Liddell. Just over a minute remains in round one, our main event of the evening. Chuck over the top.
And so far, Rashad has not made any attempts to try to take Chuck down or to even clinch with him.
Chuck's got a little bit of a cut by his right eye.
I really want to hear what Greg Jackson has to say when they go back to the corner, what the strategy was.
Rashad switching stances again. There you see the blood dripping down the cheek of Chuck Liddell. Timed perfectly that time as Rashad went for the inside leg kick. Chuck with the uppercut. Liddell could close in here and look for a flurry. Rashad wisely keeps moving.
Chuck is bleeding.
Yep. It's on that right cheek, Joe. Ah, actually, it's right underneath his eye. He's got a big mouse under the right eye. Good first round. Great job by Herb Bean.
Great job by Rashad of just barely ducking under that last kick. And again, Mike, it didn't seem that Rashad connected with any really solid punches, but sometimes it's the grazing ones that do the most damage on the skin, cut you open.
Keep moving, keep making a miss. Keep moving, keep making a miss. Doing great. Movement's pissing him off. Okay, keep moving. Hard.
They're saying move and make a miss, and that the movement is pissing him off, but in my opinion, he's got to do something to counter.
Absolutely. And just moving and making him miss is not going to potentially earn Rashad a victory. He's got to be offensive as well.
Be patient, okay? Run that round here.
Chuck Liddell, 16 wins in the UFC alone, 21 in his career. 4 title defenses, had won 7 straight by knockout or TKO before the loss to Rampage. Tremendous angles, loves, as Joe said, to circle to the right hand. Rashad looking to put on a show still. Chuck would like to put an end to the dancing. Second round. The Iceman wants his light heavyweight belt back. To position himself for that, he needs to hand Rashad Evans his first ever defeat.
Good kick by Chuck. Good right hand by Chuck. Rashad is being lured into exchange. He landed a right hand, though. He landed a left hook.
Rashad doing a nice job. Now, if he starts to be aggressive, Chuck will go into the counter mode, which you pointed out earlier, Joe, is oftentimes his most effective striking.
Yeah, I believe that is his most effective. I think when guys are chasing after him, a la Babalu, a la Randy, that's when sometimes he lands the most devastating shots.
Chuck with the right hand. Second round, just over a minute old. Caught him with the left right. Left hook and then the right hand. Rashad again with the left hook. He's catching Chuck with that left hook, and he just missed with the right.
And he's getting more confident.
No question about it. And he's connected a lot more here in round two. Oh, big uppercut! He's down! He's down! Rashad Evans has knocked out Chuck Liddell!
Out cold!
Unbelievable!
Wow! Wow!
Rashad Evans has done it!
Like a lightning bolt out of nowhere.
What an upset.
Man, I can hear Rashad's wife behind me screaming at the top of her lungs. You can hear it through my microphone. Wow! Woo! Let's look at this. Chuck Liddell moving forward. Boom! Right on the button.
Chuck threw the uppercut. Rashad came over the top, Joe.
They were both throwing at the exact same time, and Rashad got there quicker. One punch knockout. Let's look at this again. Wow. Look at it from this angle. Watch his neck. Oh, man.
Rashad Evans knocks out Chuck Liddell.
Wow. Who would have expected that?
Maybe only Rashad Evans and some of his teammates. And Chuck just missed with that uppercut there, Joe.
And Chuck is still out. He's still down.
Take a look at this and watch how close Chuck was to landing the uppercut. At the same time, and boom, the overhand right, which is the trademark punch of Chuck Liddell, knocks the Iceman out. Again. Unbelievable. The greatest moment, undoubtedly, in Rashad Evans' fighting career. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 51 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Sugar Rashad Evans!
The Iceman melts, courtesy of Rashad Evans' devastating punching power. And as I mentioned, I was inside Phillips Arena that night in Atlanta, Georgia for UFC 88, and you could hear a hush over that crowd turn to a chorus of boos. Rashad Evans was not well received on that night. He really wasn't well received following the Ultimate Fighter. Some people say Matt Hughes was to blame for that. There was a bit of a rivalry there. Matt Hughes, obviously an adored former champion, and Rashad was kind of the new guy, coming up, and there was a tiff between them on the Ultimate Fighter, season 2 of the Ultimate Fighter, which is, by the way, available right now on UFC Fight Pass if you want to go deep dive that. But yeah, and then, of course, the fans, let's be honest, Chuck, he's a Hall of Famer, as would Rashad prove to be before his career was all said and done. But when the UFC comes to your town back in 2008, there weren't a lot of UFC dates on the calendar. When they came to your town, you wanted to see guys like Chuck Liddell win, and you wanted to see Bruce Buffer jump up and scream, "It's time." Don't sue me, Buff. I know you own that phrase. I was just referencing history. But obviously the Iceman gets melted, and I don't know if it was so much that they hated Rashad that night when they started booing, or if it was just that their hero and icon in Chuck Liddell lost by a somewhat surprising knockout. Evans was the plus 198 underdog that night in Atlanta, and he proved to be anything but. Hopefully this show is not an underdog. I hope you liked it. I hope to be back relatively soon. I hope to be back weekly, to be honest with you. I will tell you, it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort to do this show, because it's hard to sort of find all the fights that take place in a 7-day period, because you got to realize I'm not just looking at the UFC. I'm looking at Pride, which we didn't have any on this show this week. I will get to some Pride fights, I promise, in a future episode. But we saw WEC. We didn't see any Strikeforce. We'll get to that eventually. And I can also, dive the archives that are our live event partners: Cage Warriors, LFA, Fury FC. So many. I'm running out of time here, so I'm not going to list all of them. Sorry, I apologize if you're fans of those promotions. To get a full list of all the live events and just look at the entire library that is UFC Fight Pass, sign up today. Biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. You can sign up right now at ufcfightpass.com. Do me a favor. Get at me on social media at TJ DeSantis and tell me if there's a week coming up that houses one of your favorite fights in history. Because this is just me picking fights that A, I want to watch, and B, I think makes sense. And to be honest with you, I forgot some of these, like that Carson Beebe, not Carson Beebe, that's Chase Beebe's brother. That Chase Beebe Hanayaya fight, I love that fight so much, and I completely forgot about it until I saw it come up on the list. And it's like, you know what? That's a hidden gem. I'm going to play that one. Maybe you thought it sucked. I don't know. If you did, I think you're crazy. But tell me on social media, X or Instagram, at TJ DeSantis. All right. I said this show is a lot of work, mainly because I did that STEM 2.0 song at the beginning. I wrote that song, by the way. You might think it's terrible. I won't argue with you. But if you missed it, you tuned in late, let me play it for you. Inspired by all the great Face the Pain intros that welcomed us to UFC Fight Nights over the year, I give you the Fight Vault intro. Usually don't end a show with an intro. It's usually called an outro, but I wanted to play it again because I put a lot of work into it. And it's my show. I can do whatever I want, right? Maybe not? All right. Okay. For now.
It takes 100 to show and double to win. Run it back, we'll do it again. That's 100 to show, it's double to win. Run it back, we can run it back, let's do it again. 100 to show, it's double to win. Run it back, we'll do it again. That's 100 to show, it's double to win. Run it back, we can run it back, let's do it again.